Good afternoon, this is Lynx, and as promised in the last video, I'm going to show you some more tricks with playing cards. Sometimes playing cards can be overwhelming. You lay them out and then it looks like everything's everywhere. If you don't have any experience just taking it and going with it, sometimes you need a little anchor to help get you going. One of the things you can do in a situation is ask yourself, do I really need a fortune-telling outcome, or can I determine what quality or what creative strategy is needed? So you can use playing cards to get an idea of what you can do differently. So for example, let's say that you're working on a creative problem and you're looking for a way to solve it, or you have a problem you want to solve it creatively. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Sometimes you can have creative problems if you're an artist or you're someone who's creative, but sometimes you get stuck in a rut and you do the same thing over and over again. You need a different outcome, so you need a creative solution. So let's say someone comes to you and they're struggling in a situation. Let me say they're having a hard time with their kids. They're having a hard time talking to their kids. So what do? King of Hearts. So take a firm but loving approach. So maybe more discipline is needed in this case, and maybe you need to be able to detach in this case to be able to tell the kids no. Let's try another one. 3. Maybe you need a situation where you go out with the kids among other people and let them see you in a situation acting the way either they're acting so that they can see for themselves and have direct experience, or give them the example of what you want them to be doing. So this would be the card of group interaction, perhaps. One more. So I'm having trouble getting my kids to hear me, and you look at it a different way. So we got a 7. So generate some new possibilities in your imagination of what the outcome you would like to be first, and then let's try another one, because that seems like an act in itself. 8. Decide which one would give you the most immediate result and enact it, and try it and act it. So in other words, a little role play yourself, a little play yourself, imagination yourself, some ideas of how you might approach a situation differently if you were a different person coming from a different background, a different set of ideas, a different cultural, social, whatever background, and then try one of them and see how it is. So for example, maybe you're having a hard time, well, how would a different kind of family do it? Maybe your family was the kind that screamed. Well, what about a family that was really quiet, very calm, and sat down and talked? Maybe you try a new approach. How would another family do it, or how would another situation, how would people in another situation with another background do it? So that's how you do it. So you could use it as a creativity generating tool. Okay, and then the other one I'm going to show you is how to do the house thing. So I said I would teach you how to do the house thing. So you've seen me do it in the Lenormand stuff and with the tarot stuff. Now I'm going to show you with the playing cards. So let's say we got our family. So it's a mother and she's frustrated with her son. She got a teenage son she's frustrated with. He's not listening to her, okay? So she's like, what do I do? So you say what house is being affected, and then what the combination was. So you can take 2 cards here. You got the ace. This is the house of love, passion, new beginnings. So in this particular case, it's the house of the heart, and then the 6 of diamonds. So in this particular case, I would say in the house of the heart, the 6 of diamonds comes up, or it's a combination of both of the energies, depending upon how you want to read that. I show in some past videos how to do pairs. But in this case, let's say it's the house of the heart, or the house of the strong house of the heart, the passion, the house of passion, the house of the heart. The ace feels very much here like, the house of the motherhood, the house of the heart. So you got a 6 of diamonds, right? So the answer here would be in the house of the heart, there's a 6 of diamonds. 6 of diamonds is, how does a human being discern and discover their own value, express their own value, and how can they move forward in a way that provides value with other people in their lives? So maybe it's time to, in the house of the heart, discern the problem through the eyes of looking at this child as though this is going to be an adult who is going to have to express his own value. How might you approach the situation differently so that you could help this individual develop a sense of value and something of value to be able to exchange with other human beings, so that he doesn't find himself lost and superficial later in life. Because sometimes we make the quick decision when it comes to kids or other people or how people treat us, and we say, well, it's just easier not to fight it. But then if you look at it as a situation of, well, this is going to have to be a viable adult capable of getting value or not, how does that change the way I approach that? And then you might ask, well, what is the answer to that? Let's try another one, see what house comes up. So that's the 3 of spades and the 5. So in the house of 3 of spades, which might particularly be a whole lot of people against you, or developing an idea, or a person or the house where someone believes that everyone's against them. 5 of diamonds would be an improvement in value. So how I might interpret that is, in this particular combination and or house, I might say that showing or letting the child believe that everyone's against him, or develop the idea that everyone's against him, sort of lessens his ability to generate value to people, because no one can be a success unless enough people want you to be successful. So in this particular case, what he's headed for is limited value and a limited ability to be able to get people on board to help him want to be successful, because the way that he is currently approaching it is, everyone's my enemy. So how can you teach him or show him or illustrate? Usually illustrate through action is a really good way, so that he can see for himself that when you have enough people around you who want you to succeed, it becomes much easier to succeed. Also, when you get friends on board who want to help, it's a lot easier than when you think everyone's against you and you become that victim mindset. So it's real tricky. The 3 of spades can be a very tricky card. It can be everyone's against me, or it can be, hey, I gain power through giving value to other people, and I demonstrate my power and my value successfully in a situation where others are concerned. So that's how you do it. We'll try one more. Let's say someone comes to you, or someone just says, hey, give me a reading. And you go, okay, so you're practicing. Someone says, oh, I want a reading, give me a 1 card, or whatever, just tell me something. And you go, okay, in the house of 2 of hearts, in the house of romance, you believe that all the cards are stacked against you. So now we have the 3 of spades again. We just talked about that. You believe that everyone and everything is against you. In the house of romance, what that's going to bring about in your life, Jack of clubs, King of diamonds, is a misplaced sense of value. So that would be the house of good news or the house of luck. But considering that you believe everyone's against you, what you believe is valuable, you're going to push away, and you're going to find yourself not able to attain the good luck and the value and the sense of accomplishment and fulfillment that you'd like to discover in that area of love and romance, because you are believing that everyone or everything is against you in that area. Should you change your ideas? So how do you change that? So someone's like, well, how do I change that? And you go, okay, that's a good question. So what area do you focus on? We'll look for the house. Value, your own sense of value and your sense of your ability to improve rather than your ability to go backwards. A lot of people think that because they had a failure or a difficulty in one area, it's just going to get worse. This is the house of improvement in your sense of value and your sense of self-worth in that particular case in relation to what the question is we're asking. What you do is you trust the power of new love and new passion, and you treat each individual as an individual, meeting them new for the first time, without repeating the same mistakes that you did before, because you learn from those mistakes doesn't necessarily mean that you have to repeat it. When you believe you're going to repeat it, what's going to happen is your mind's going to actually help that happen for you. So that's how you do it. So you've got 2 tools here now that you can use to further your ability to use playing cards. You can use it as a creativity generator. What do? I have to write this thing and I don't know what to do. Well, there it is. We'll start fresh. Take everything that you've written or you conceived about it before and start fresh, because that's the ace. Start fresh, sit down, and get writing. And what happens if you just actively do it? and then look at it and see what happens then. So creativity generator, and then you can use one for the house to determine what area in a person's life, whatever it is that you're looking at is happening, and then what actually is activated in that house or that situation. So I know that some people do a grand table or that tableau with these, and they put out all 52 cards. They have all 52 cards out. That can be a bit intimidating people, and it's an awful lot. You can do a 3x3. Maybe I'll show you in the next video how to do a 3x3 and just sort of look at it as though it's a mini table, and you can see what's happening there, and then you can get a sense for what's pulling, one direction, the other direction. But for now, try it this way. Try and play with it. See what you get. You pull a card, becomes a house. That becomes an area of a person's life that whatever the next card that comes up is happening in. And together, the combination of the two tells you more in depth what's going on in the situation. It can be a lot easier than just pulling a card and going, well, there's mental confusion. Is it mental confusion or is it mental power? What area? Okay, wild card. Okay, so something's come out from underneath a big, huge change in your life that's causing a great deal of confusion at this time. And then the outcome of that would be new partnerships, friendships, or new people coming into your life who will help you find a new sense of value. So don't worry about this. This time and this upheaval may seem a bit confusing, but what's coming is new people, new situations, new hope in your life that's going to help you find a whole new sense of value and opportunity. So the wild card, the changes that seem to happen, that seem to be taking everything out from under you, are good ones. And when the dust clears, you're going to find yourself in a much better place with much more sense of value and an improvement of value, how you exchange value and an improvement of how you experience your own value and your ability to give value for others. So improvement in your quality of living. So that's how you do it. I'm Lucky Lynx. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, put them in the thing below. I'll do my best to answer them as always. And as always, I'm wishing you success and good fortune in all you do. If you guys want a reading from me, go ahead and email me, conjurehope, CONJUREHOPE @gmail.com. Or you can text me or call me at 779-302-8009.